attention, Twitter staff.
Hey, it's Jesus.
Please give me your full attention. After my recent ultimatum, those who could come to work but did not come to work, their resignations have been accepted. It has been determined that those of you who remain have the potential for greatness. All Twitter offices will soon be locked down and your passes disabled. Now it is time to separate the weak from the hardcore. Resignation accepted.
Got some news about your wife. Oh, to hell with my wife, Witcher. We've got bigger concerns. Such as? You've spent your life hunting monsters, but the truth is we're the monsters, Witcher. Look at us, cisgendered white males warming ourselves in front of a roaring fire while marginalised people are suffering. What are you jabbering about? I'm talking about ESG, Witcher, social justice. Look at my men. They're all whiter than you, Witcher, and that's saying something. Now listen to me, Philip. It's not Philip anymore, Witcher. I'm Philippa now, the bloody Baroness. That's right, Witcher. I've gone trans. I don't even know what that means. It means I'm a biological male, Witcher, but I want to be more like a woman. Like Dandelion? Exactly, Witcher. I knew you'd understand. No. They double vaccinated me and gave me 5 booster shots. Look at the state of me. But I'd do it all again. This is what we have to do to protect people. They gave my buddy 13 shots. He's dead now.
You killed someone?
Wasn't me. But then I'm just getting warmed up. Now, who wants the first jab? And the rest of you, why aren't you wearing your masks?
Or any menstruating person in this country cannot make decisions over their own body.
Even limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state.
So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
And we will make America great again. God bless you. I love you.
And what size?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Toffee brand coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is, and when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice-cold treatment.
From loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're going to give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm going to let you keep your hand.
Hold on. Hold on a sec. Why isn't this? Because it's. What is happening? Well, I don't know if we're live or not, but oh, there we go. And 100. Oh, I just did 100 push-ups live on stream. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Liar, fake news, spreader, disinformation, propagandist.
I went live and
you'll see it in a couple hours because of the time change. It's a whole science thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Listen. I think you know who butters your bread here. Okay, all right. Obviously,
Hannah Claire butters my bread. That's
all.
we had a friendly bet, right? We had a friendly bet, and then I won.
You did,
and then in that bet, I was like, hey man, hey man, we're gonna make sure we change the camera angles, and I'll do the push-ups with you, but we got to do 100 push-ups on air.
Yeah. Well, I think we both know I can't do 100. Like I
don't know, but anything you don't want to
space them out. No. You space them out. Well, every segment we do as much as we can. Every segment we do as much as we can.
Well, I'll have to. What I could do is for when are you on next Monday?
Monday.
I'll get my webcam, and then I'll have like 2 cameras. I could switch the other angle. I can do that.
I'll take that. I'll take that as a concession here. As of course, what's his name Harrison Smith wants to be on. I give you his number.
We'll have him on. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm on a legendary bad beat roll. I think every proclamation I've made in the last 2 weeks, I feel like I should start buying lotto tickets. I'm due.
Well, tell me what you're predicting next, because I'll bet against you and maybe I'll make some money.
You can bet on everything now.
I'm predicting Luke will find happiness in Poland and meet a nice young Polish girl.
I'm screwed.
I'm actually not
screwed. Why would you do this to me?
Look, I'm actually not opposed to Luke meeting a nice Polish girl. Like, imagine he's vlogging, he's walking around, he bumps into a nice lady, they have their first moment caught on camera. Like, there's Hallmark potential here.
I saw some potentials on his walkabout.
Listen, I met my uncle, and I haven't met my uncle in a long time. He was actually awarded by the now Polish president an award for his fights against communism. He was in prison, tortured in prison for 8 months. And I'm like, how'd you meet your wife? He was like, I just walked into her. And I was like, I just knew at first sight. I was like, it was going to be my wife. So I'm going to keep walking around here. All right, and we'll see.
I definitely thought you were gonna say he's known for his matchmaking services, and I was gonna be like, "Here we go, Polish love story starting."
Oh yeah, I mean that would be great. So how was your evening last night? Hannah, did you do any homework by chance?
Yes, I did do homework, and look, this one was a miss. Jeremy asked me to watch The Stranger.
You're saying that's a miss? That's like true crime meets thriller meets everything.
Thriller? Question mark.
Did you think it was too slow? That's what people say.
I think
they think
was
it's too
part
slow.
Of the issue. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really. I like the way it looked, and I like the concept of it. And for the first 15 minutes, I was hanging in there. But I did find myself I had to keep telling myself put my phone down, or I would find myself losing focus on it. I don't know if that was because it was slow. The other thing that was pointed out to me, but my husband pointed this out, was that it didn't have any music. That it's there's no score to it all, which is kind of interesting because
it's a decision.
It's a decision, and I'm not actually against it. I think in this case, to contrast it to Clove Hitch Killer, the music builds the tension, and so you're subconsciously getting the cues to start tuning in.
Well, they do
so in
use
some
that.
ways, they gave themselves a harder job. Sorry, keep going.
They do that. They do use his meditation for that. They use that kind of
the rhythm. Yeah.
As something. Yeah, I've shown it to several people, and the one complaint usually when people don't like it is that it's too slow, and I acknowledge that the second act really drags.
Yes.
And then by the time you get to the end, it's you're almost ready for the movie to be over, and you end up kind of not being as blown away by the ending as you should be.
That's what it felt like, because I felt even watching it, watching the ending, and I don't want to I hope people go and watch it. And
it's a true story. It's not really a spoiler,
That's the thing, but the way it's shot is really beautiful, and the very last scene, I'm oh, this should be a breath catching moment, but I think because I was just not as engaged as I typically am.
You
with,
already checked out.
Movies.
Yeah.
I was okay, and now we're done.
That was a real concern of mine. I was you have to be some movies that I'm are slow burn, but you really got to be a slow burn person. That's one of them. My wife didn't like it because she said it was boring. And she couldn't really understand the people. Who, me?
What would I give it?
1 out of 10. Both of you.
I don't know.
It's a hard, for me, again, take away a point for a normie, but I have that as a 7.8, really close to an 8. Even I deduct a point for its slow pacing, but I think the average person probably wouldn't put up with how slow it is. I just thought the true crime aspect might, carry through for you.
And the fact that it's a true story is interesting. I think I'd say it's a 5.5 or a 6. And I will caveat that I have a very small baby who's not sleeping through the night. So end of night, I'm really tired at the end of the night. So if you're fatigued watching a movie, you are going to lose focus. I am supposed to tell you that my husband and my baby watched Insidious 3 at 5 in the morning one night, and he recommends that.
Yeah, I like that movie. That's a good
how
one.
we're getting through some sleep regression. She didn't watch it. She's asleep. Don't come for me, scream time people. But it's just... sometimes it's hard because a movie is good, and I liked a lot of the stylistic choices. Like I said, I thought the fact that it didn't have music was kind of interesting. I just couldn't click into it. I don't know.
Yeah, I never like to preface any of my suggestions, so I wasn't going to say this one's really for the slow burners, but I knew in my head, I'm if she doesn't like it, she's going to say it's boring. She's going to say it was too slow.
It's not
the second act is too slow.
Totally, that's the thing. It's not that it's boring. It is an interesting story and concept. It's just that I felt like I should have had a cup of coffee and tried to really stay focused, because maybe if they just got slow.
Maybe if they turned it into a 3-episode miniseries, that might have been better to take bigger bites, to make it more bite-sized. But
and I'm sure if it's based off a true story, they did have to cut a bunch of stuff. Very rarely with true crime stuff, there are a lot of times that you'll watch something that's a mini series and you're just get to the point. And this one seems maybe you're right. It would have been better with a little bit more stretched out and adding more details.
So what's the score?
Like I said, I think I'd probably give it a 5.5 or a 6.
Got it.
Yeah. If it wasn't so slow, you would have. Yeah, that one. Now a warning: the killing is also slow. But it's
that one's a series, right?
yeah. It's 1
So we get
hour
to test
episode.
this out right away.
Yeah, it's bite sized. So you'll have episodes with a lot of action, episode without a ton of action, and they should balance each out. Movie was terrible. Come on, you aren't a fan of slow burns. Then they should have that as a category, because I think like Where Evil Lurks is kind of a slow burn.
Yeah, I would say that's a slow burn too.
Yeah, and like it's just not as slow. Like it's not
and,
molasses
like, it's
slow.
Slow, and then it's like there'll be like a bunch of things that happen all at once, and then it's slow for a minute, and like you know what I mean? A little more traditional horror movie pace, I would call it.
Yeah. Speaking of molasses, did you know that was like a real thing, that like a bunch of people died when like a molasses spill happened in America a long time ago?
I think I have heard of this.
That's like a real thing. What, gotta be one of the worst. It'd be like getting consumed by lava. Like it would be
like slow and sticky.
Yeah, well, I don't know what kills you, to be honest with you. Like probably what you get burned and then you fall into it and then you burn more. I'm gonna look up that thing because Chad, any history buffs out there? I don't know. I was kind of a history buff.
A molasses buff. Any molasses experts out there?
Any molasses experts? Molasses.
Great Molasses Flood of January 15th, 1919. Temperatures
there
in Boston
you go.
have risen above 40 degrees.
It killed 21 people.
Oh.
Yeah, like
it's known as the Great Molasses Flood or the Boston Molasses Disaster. A large storage tank containing 2.3 million gallons of molasses burst, releasing a wave estimated to be 15 to 40 feet high and that traveled at speeds of 35 miles per hour.
Yeah,
what?
And it was like 150 degrees. That's
wow.
That's awful. Why don't we talk about this more?
I know. I wanted to give it to Dank for it's not really an absolute Mad Lad, but I don't think there's a good enough. Like I think that this would be a really cool long form video, like going over it, because it's so ridiculous, and like the method in which they die had to be, I don't know. Like,
okay, this is another line. The disaster was exacerbated by the cold winter weather, which caused the molasses to thicken rapidly after the initial burst, hindering rescue efforts and contributing to the fatalities from suffocation as people were trapped.
Oh my God. You get like frozen in time in molasses. That has to be like how they died.
This is like when people are scared of quicksand. It's like you get sucked in, you can't get rescued.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, maybe there's a sweet documentary. Hopefully there's a Ken Burns documentary that's like 4 hours long that I can watch and then recommend to you.
Where's the Netflix
a drunk
special?
History on this.
Ken Burns is like, there's a reference on, he does all the PBS documentaries. And like, there's a Family Guy it's American Dad, where they're like, I can pay, it's like two people have ADHD are facing off. And it's like, a 10 DVD Ken Burns series on the bicycle, and like they have to like sit and watch it the whole time. It's I think it's Ken Burns. Anyway, yeah, the Great Molasses Flood was real. What's on your mind? There's a lot going on in the news today. What there's an active shooter.
I think we should start there because that's breaking.
Yeah. Let me pull that up.
I think it just everything just
it's over now, but yeah.
But it just developed in the last couple hours, so I mean, I would think it's the freshest thing that we have so far.
Yeah, let me tell me more about. Wait, haven't done your epic reveal yet, have you, Luke?
Well, it's supposed to be a surprise.
Well, I don't know the answer. You didn't tell me.
I don't even know what you were talking about, to be quite honest with you.
I thought you were gonna do an epic reveal on whether or not you were gonna stay in Poland.
Oh yeah, I did a video about that. I haven't seen it on my YouTube channel. I haven't released it yet. I haven't released it yet.
Well, don't tell then. Yeah.
But I can't divulge all the secrets. But
My
there's a couple pros and a couple cons. It's mainly a video for people who want to expatriate, because there's a lot of interest in Poland now, and a lot of people want to come visit and vacation here. So, a lot of people are also thinking about moving here, like I am. I know one American who's a friend of mine. She's moving down here, and she just loves it. And she's moving from Connecticut. She's like, screw America, this is horrible. So, having those conversations and having some of those conversations with my family, you're just gonna have to watch the video to find out.
I'd rather not. Can you just someone will summarize it and text me? You know, Hannah Claire, next homework. No, Luke's videos are
Watch
also.
a Luke video? Goodness.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that to you.
Look, I'm gonna bet that Luke does not
Make it
leave
mandatory.
Florida.
Make her
like-
watch it on 25 on 0.25 speed. slow-mo.
0.25. Yeah.
I just
No.
think
Homework.
Luke loves
You gotta do
Florida
it.
too much. It's part of your personality that you live in Florida now.
Yeah, there's a
Polish
zero.
Florida, man. I mean, it could be 50-50. It could be 50% of the time here, 50% time in Miami too. It could be either or. So I'm gonna release the video. I think tomorrow or Friday.
I'm gonna
The video's
spoil
coming
it.
out.
I'm gonna spoil it right now and say that there's a 0% chance he moves to Poland. He likes his.
You're really bad at betting, though. You're really.
I
bad
know,
at
That's
I
true.
know.
Now we have to go
I
against
know.
whatever you say.
Yeah, right. So
That
Anna
means,
Claire's
that
gonna have
means in the
to.
betting markets, my odds just went up dramatically.
Polymarket
Get
has
off
a
my side.
yeah. Polymarket has a near certainty. It's like at the 99.9 mark that you can. It's indistinguishable from 100%. Now. Now
all these people are
confirming.
trying to like own me in the comments, be like, "Go move, go get away." I'm like, I just might. I just actually might.
My interactions with Luke will change 0% if he lives in Poland or Miami. Like
Except
I'm
he won't
actually
come to your
I'm
house
actually
and
mo-
judge your fridge.
well, I'm more likely to visit him in Poland. That I would actually say that.
Really?
hmm
I've always wanted to
places
go to
are pretty
Poland. I've heard
amazing, though.
such great things.
Well, it's just I've been
Yeah.
to Florida, you know, and I've never been to Poland, and you know I am 50% Polish, so
Yeah.
I have 100% Polak in my like living family in America. So well, actually, I think the last living 100%er passed away, but I mean, like I grew up with Polish tradition. My grandpa ran a Polish deli in Milwaukee, so.
The Polish
if Luke moves
multiply
to
a lot,
Poland-
so you should track down your roots, and you could probably find some Polish relatives here.
My
It'll
grandma
be cool
had
to visit them.
10
I'll do
children.
the translation.
Yeah. The my grandma had 10 children. So yes, they do. Now, soldiers. Today I learned that casualties doesn't actually mean people died. I tried to epically own somebody.
Was the news covering up for themselves when I heard that, but you know.
Well, I was like, oh, here we go with the, you know, all the Twitter slop X people are like 5 casualties. And I'm like, come on, most people think that means they died. And then like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually the truth of it. Because like even I left the tweet up to take my lashings, but like there are 100 people in the replies that are like, it doesn't mean that. So first and foremost, everyone survived, which is, you know, by the grace of God,
Good.
lucky. You know, we don't know much outside of this person was taken alive, correct? There's not much more else out there, unless I'm wrong.
That's what I
I hate
heard.
reporting on these type of breaking news stories because everyone just kind of extrapolates. You're gonna have Laura Loomer being like, "He screamed free Palestine." I know it.
I know, yeah, right.
He
Yeah,
did it. And I'm like, okay, let's just wait until we get all the facts here. And I know a lot of people want the attention and the clicks, and they're just hoping for their political cause to succeed here and their political enemies to get ruined. And I'm like, I haven't tweeted it. I haven't reported on it. I'm like, I'll just wait.
Well, the fact of the matter is this stuff is not uncommon on military bases.
No.
And
It's
on
like
this base specifically, there was a shooting on this base in 2022.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, right now we don't know anything really about it other than, you know, it happened at Stewart Hunter Army Airfield in Georgia. It was locked down.
I know what it is. I know what happened. I know it was an MK Ultra student running away from the mass psychosis programming and the CIA that we're putting a microchip in his, you know what, that we're going to have him carry out another attempted assassination on Donald Trump.
Yeah, I pay. That's just as viable as him screaming free Palestine at this point. What I think is weird, I mean, we can go back to the Fort Hood one that happened, the Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard one back in 2014. Naval Air Station 29. This stuff happens practically every year, or every other year. And I did think it's weird that he was taken alive. I thought that was odd. And it seemed like everyone there was not carrying, but I don't know. I'm sure chat will tell me. maybe this is like common on army bases that people aren't armed. That is, as a normie, as a civvy, I'm like, this guy got taken alive? Imagine carrying out an active, going up against other military people. Like, I feel like that'd be the shortest rampage ever, but it's actually kind of not the case. PTSD.
Unless you knew they were like doing PT or something. Like, I don't know if they carry a weapon when they're like doing their group workouts or times like that, which would indicate that the shooter is like all the speculation I'd heard beforehand was like, was this someone who snuck onto the base or had access to base but wasn't military, or is it another soldier?
Someone say you don't carry on base unless you're MP. Only MP and SP carry. Okay, so you can't even carry on base, which seems dumb to me. I guess it's a safety issue. We also, like you said, we also don't know that this was a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
It's somebody.
I think that's the concern. Like, if we have military bases on our own soil, and I agree with Luke, like, you shouldn't extrapolate, you shouldn't speculate, but I think there are obviously it's reasonable to ask the questions like, who is this? If our own military bases on our own soil are breachable, what does that say about, military bases abroad? Should we be concerned about the safety of our soldiers? I think that's the bigger issue. And especially with military bases, it impacts the community around them. A lot of military bases are in towns where predominantly everyone in the area is somehow connected to the base. Like they work there, they're married to someone, whatever. So it's a very scary time for community when something like this happens.
Wait a minute. We have somebody in chat. I'm going to need some confirmation. Michael Noonan claims that one of his great-great-grandfathers died in the molasses flood.
What?
I need to know more. Is he memorialized? Because there is a memorial to the Great Molasses Flood that I think I want to visit. We'll go back to that. But
where is it?
Must be in Boston, right?
It's on the East Coast. Yeah, it's Boston, I believe. Yeah. 2.3 million gallons. That's 8,700 cubic meters. That's a big tank. That's
huge.
Not like,
with known structural defects. Wait, what was this person's relative's name? Because I have the death certificates pulled up. Well,
Noonan is their last name. It is not on the list. Oh, it is Thomas Noonan.
No way.
Whoa, Michael. Thomas Noonan, 43, longshoreman.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's almost so crazy that it's kind of a claim to fame, though.
Did he just go in there and like edit this in while we were talking about it?
In Wikipedia? No, I believe him. But like, I kind of feel like it'd be like getting killed by an asteroid. Like if somebody in my family, or like, remember in the movie Donnie Darko, where this plane engine fell, and like it'd be like so crazy that it would probably be like, yeah, can you believe that? It wouldn't be as like, oh, that's sad. I don't know. Maybe it would be.
I think it's probably a combination, because if you have to say like, well, how did they die? And you're like, they suffocated on with molasses. Like they were suffocated by molasses. It's hard to even phrase that. I think that would be the weird thing. I'm sure in the moment it was just horrific, but having to then tell the story of your ancestors later, very unusual way to go.
Yeah, that is it's cool. It's better than freaking heart disease or something boring. If you're going to go out,
getting hit by a car, or molasses flood.
Jeremy, or Luke, either one of you, have you guys seen the show Pushing Daisies?
No.
It was a series that was around for a while, and it's got like it's about a guy who can like bring things back to life for like 60 seconds, but he can't touch them again. They're gone forever. And he teams up with the PI and solves crimes. But like, because they're often in the morgue, the deaths are kind of ridiculous. It's not just like, oh, they were stabbed. They were run over by, a steamroller or whatever. And
gross.
This is what it's not like, it's like kind of silly. It's hard to describe, but it's number one, a good show, but also this is what it's reminding me of, like that you would like open the door in the morgue and this person would be like coated in molasses. Yeah,
that would be wild. I guess there's really no new news on this other than, I guess, I'm glad everyone survived bigly, 5 soldiers injured. Yeah, I mean, you have 5 people injured. Everyone survived. So like, awesome. The person was taken into custody, which again seems odd to me. Why wouldn't the MPs just? My guess is they surrendered, so they're probably white. Just saying. Like,
you're profiling them already? Wow.
Yes. Yeah, they're gonna be white. I don't know though, because if they're white, it would have been reported by now. But with the military, it does add kind of a layer of security where they might not have, like the MPs may have them. He may not even be with local law enforcement kind of thing.
Do you remember that plane crash in DC and the military was really hesitant to give out the identities of the people in the helicopter that crashed into the plane? Yeah. And largely
they took freaking days.
Mm-hmm.
Even though all of that should have been of record, and they tried to say, well, it was because, it's because, we have to notify the families, which was bull sausage. That was not why. They knew it was a woman, and they knew it was a training accident, and they knew that it was their fault. That was the reality of it. Mm-hmm. They let the wrong person get basically doxxed too. Like, there was that trans individual that was like, people said that they were the one that were in the plane, but they weren't, or in the helicopter, but they weren't the one. By the way,
I felt like that was why they eventually revealed the identities. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they finally had to say, and like, quite frankly, this is just, it was just an accident, but it was the military's fault. And I wonder what those lawsuits are going to look like. I wonder.
You've heard the audio where the highest ranking officer who's part of the helicopter says, like, did you hear the tower's instructions, like right before the crash, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's very sad. And also I think I wouldn't be surprised if there is action against the military because of that from the victims of the commercial flight.
Oh yeah, they deserve it too. I mean, that was their mess up. It was during a training seminar, but I guess so that's all we kind of know about that right now.
Well, the reports are coming in that he was a U.S. soldier, according to initial reports that did the shooting.
Okay, so at least it's not an outside person. I think an outside person would be harder to pull off because you'd have to go through security to get in there and be armed and stuff like that.
I just never knew if it was like a civilian contractor who had some reason to be on the base but wasn't part of the military or something.
Yeah, I mean, it still could be a Free Palestine person. It still could be, could be a CIA MK Ultra person.
Victim.
Could be a ghost. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, everything is still up in the air.
We
know they're a bad shot. Yeah. Hey, Baba. We know they're a bad shot. Or maybe they were. I think sometimes people they do this stuff and they intentionally shoot poorly because they don't really want to kill people. Maybe that's a cope for me. Like, people can't be this evil, so maybe they try to miss on purpose. Because I always think it's crazy. Like, that guy that walked into, I always think, I know this is a dark thought, but like the guy that walked into NFL headquarters with an M4, I'm like, man, I would take out how many rounds were in that mag? Like, I'd have an 80% kill rate. How can he go in and only take out 2 people? But then I think the adrenaline takes over. People are running all around. Maybe it's harder than I think, but also I also think that maybe they have.
It is harder than you think it is.
Yeah, well, I know, but it's not hard shooting fish in a barrel, even at maximum adrenaline. So I don't know.
But if they're running around, and being able to put rounds down on target, moving targets, it's far more difficult than people understand it to be. Fox News is also reporting that he was a U.S. Army sergeant.
So he wasn't a recruit. Yeah. So he was around.
Yeah. I do a lot of this type of training in these type of scenarios with simulations of certain scenarios, and it's far more difficult than people understand it to be, even with someone who's trained.
Yeah, well, that's why even police, you see it a million times. The
police aren't well trained.
Well, that's true too, but I mean, adrenaline still takes over. Let's talk about this Congressman Corey Mills.
Mills.
This is a pretty spicy story. I don't know if I'm new to this story, so I wanted to if Luke, if you already looked into this.
Story too. I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, I'll catch you guys up
yeah,
because
Hannah Claire,
I
take
had
over here.
not
This is bonkers.
It's bonkers, and it was like so. Steve Baker, who was I think an excellent journalist, I saw him retweet this thread about it, and I guess we should really give props to Blaze Media, who seems to have just like declared war on Corey Mills.
Yeah.
So he's a congressman from Florida, for those who aren't familiar, and he's kind of what you'd expect. I mean, he like talks about the Second Amendment. He's talks about Christianity, things like that. And multiple things came out. So the most recent is this update that he apparently was dating Miss United States, who was also a local state representative in Florida, and that they broke up, and he was basically threatening to release revenge porn. We're going to unpack this a little bit because as you go through the thread, which maybe I'll retweet so you guys can see it, it's just wild. The girl talks about like seeing him get bags of cash from his business associates because he and his wife opened an arms company that's like international. Now I say
people
wife,
come in with money bags and he would get cash. She also recalled an incident at Steakhouse in Washington where she and Mills were having dinner with Shannon Doyle and Jeffrey Croker, his fellow corporate directors. According to file episode, did not speak about business at all, but Corey did leave with money. Like, yikes. This guy seems like he's corrupt to the core.
Okay, so she eventually went to her local police and was like, because Florida has revenge porn laws. Also, he has
federally we
voted in
have
favor,
them now too, I think.
Yes, which Corey Mills voted on in favor of. Okay, unpacking a little bit more. So the other thing that came up was that she said they met in 2021. He said that he was going through a divorce and she, but he was really serious about her, asked her family about engagement rings. She didn't want to move in with him until he was divorced. Eventually was like, yes, my divorce is finalized, move in together. It turns out that two things. He's not divorced. He's just still in this very long, I guess, of divorce process. And also he had another girlfriend who he was like maybe living with in DC because she called the police one night and said her boyfriend of over a year had attacked her. And eventually she recanted her statement and all kinds of stuff. So that came out more recently as well. The other thing the Blaze has talked about, which I guess had been circulating, but they have verified, was that he was that this imam married him and his wife.
Oh boy!
But the imam is linked to this extremist mosque.
Are we talking about Qatar? Are we going back to Qatar now?
I don't think it's Qatar. Like it's just so much stuff is happening with this story that I had to just keep reading. The people are saying that this imam signed their marriage license. And that Corey Mills' story at the time was like, well, she wanted to go back to, I think, Syria to visit a dying relative, and she couldn't do that without a. I guess she had been divorced in Syria, and she needed to be able to prove that she was married. And then the Blaze in the reporting went on to be like, we talked to an expert about it, and he couldn't have. Our expert said it's unlikely that he would have been able to get married in this mosque without converting to Islam.
Yeah,
and
that
so when
makes
they
sense.
asked Corey Mills about it, he got very hostile and was like, well, I have a rose around my arm. But I guess recent photos show that he's gotten that lasered off and also covered with a St. Michael the Archangel tattoo. So sorry, so many threads at once. I'm trying to give you the most summary that I can.
What's the main accusation against him?
So right now,
seems like he's in bed with terrorists.
That he might be in
What
bed
it
with
seems
terrorists,
like.
and that he is also maybe extorting Miss USA.
Yeah, I mean, why is this dude getting married in a mosque anyway? Second of all,
well, that's the allegation. We don't know if it's true. They said he was already married, but he's in the process of a divorce. And I think the things that I'm reading about him is that he had one girlfriend in DC, one girlfriend in Florida. But if they had a mutual consenting adult relationship, this seems very personal. Like,
I don't want anybody serving in the government who got married in a mosque. How about that? Like,
the Blaze is
I'll
also
just go all the way.
that he's like taken multiple trips to the Middle East while after being elected. That he has this.
What about the bags of money? That doesn't sound very personal.
That his company relates to the military industry, and so this connection is interesting. His wife is involved in it. It's one of these things where it's like someone obviously. What I understand is like it was the marriage license first. Someone was like seeing it circulate with this, and they were like, "That seems odd." And it's like as they pulled on the strings, lots of stuff revealed itself, and then also these women sort of revealed themselves as being in his life. So I don't know if he has a challenger in his district, but it's also not being widely reported by like the Blaze is a conservative outlet. I would say it's not like CNN is going after him, and I don't know if they will.
No, I mean his salary's over 100. His salary is 170,000, but his net worth is north of 8 million, upwards of 40 million. Like, I mean, I guess I can't say you can't be rich and serve for government. I mean, Trump's a billionaire, right? I mean, this is wild. Luke, why did you vote for suspected Terry?
I don't think he's in my district. To be fair, but again, I think we're only hearing one side of the story, right? A lot of this sounds like kind of like hearsay and allegations. I'm looking at some of the text messages. And I know they're saying sextortion, but I think there was something else involved here. I sent you some of the text messages into the private chat, allegedly, that are the text messages. This is what Anthony Sabatini is reporting. Again, like
in terms of relationship stuff, I never really care.
He took bags of money, and then this is allegedly the sextortion part.
Please leave me alone. Okay, Linz, give me his number and I can send him the videos. Take care. Well, he's saying he's going to send him videos. What do you think that means?
I think he's talking about someone else that is in, I guess, her life.
Oh, that could be.
The allegation is that he was threatening. He like started being like, "You're dating someone else," and he was like, "I'm going to send him the videos of us, that we took or whatever."
Yeah, so that's what they're calling sextortion here out of all of this, and it does seem like it's kind of like an argument between
that's
him
a personal
and a woman.
thing.
It all seems. I mean,
well, where is the bags of money thing coming from? And also, like, the Blaze did investigate it. The Blaze isn't just saying like,
him. Like they talked to him on the. They had an interview with him, and he like. I don't know. You guys have to read all of these articles.
I mean, if you have $40 million, right? If you have $40 million, a couple of bags of cash is like whatever. Like doesn't really matter, right?
Well, I don't.
If you're a member of Congress, you're not supposed to get random bags of cash. Maybe I'm
what
wrong,
were the bags of cash for? Like,
I don't know. The implication is that he's like taking cash from his business, and therefore it would be like not reported.
Laundering it out.
True.
That could be true. It could be nothing. It could be. Yeah.
The one that I found
for a watch. Let's say he sold a Patek. Could be $100,000 watch. Someone wanted to pay in cash. Keep not pay tax on it. It might be nothing. I mean, it might be nothing. But the mosque connection is what I'm most interested in. He says he explained why he was married by a radical Islamic cleric. He's not denying that.
No, he's not.
He's not denying that part.
You should find it in the article. He talks about his wife needing to go back to see a relative. And so that's the girl, I guess, that he was like dating in DC. And again, like some people go through divorces that take years and they are not divorced on paper, but they are very much living separately, which is what he is saying. I guess one of the things the Blaze picked up on was like a lot of his staff didn't realize he was still married. So there's some question about it, but maybe you don't discuss your personal life with your staff.
Yeah, maybe I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, people who were 9/11 hijackers attended his church. Like
the underwear bomber.
The underwear bomber also attended his church. Let's not pretend like this is nothing. I think this is a little more than a nothing burger, Luke. Like,
I mean, I think it's a big nothing burger when you're coming on and saying there was, bags of cash, but from who and for what? Like, and I think the beauty queen sextortion part, that's nothing.
I don't care about that. Yeah, I don't care about that part either.
That's what they're leading with. But that's what the Blaze is leading with. That's the Blaze running with.
That's
I wouldn't say they're leading with it. That's their latest update. Looks like they've been reporting on this for a little bit of time, and then they're just linking.
I mean, the title is Miss United States accuses Corey Mills of sextortion, accepting money bags. That's the title.
I mean, of today's story, but the other ones were about this before. That's why I said it seems interesting that the Blaze has decided, like, that this is something that they're pursuing. And, obviously concerns about someone purporting to be a Christian and running for Congress on that and maybe not being is worth investigating. The fact that it would be connected to a potentially problematic mosque is more fascinating. It also seems like a question of like, when it rains, does it always storm? Like,
right.
Miss America or Miss United States doesn't seem like she would have come out with this story unless the Blazers reporting on the other stuff. So maybe he's just got really bad luck, but maybe this is potentially an uncovering of something really sinister. I don't know.
Yeah, look into it. I don't care about the girl. It's like with Matt Gaetz. They were like, "Oh, Matt Gaetz banged a 17-year-old." I'm like, I don't care. Like, they were in some sort of like weird relationship. I don't really care about that. If he's got some, Qatari honeypot, which is what she looks like to me, maybe that's worth exploring. I don't care if they made a sex tape or if, he threatened to release it. I don't care about any of that. I care about if he's selling weapons to the Taliban, through this church, and why was he married in this church that has spawned several terrorists, not just a couple. So we'll have to see. I'm gonna grab. I've got to get some nuts from my mouth real quick. You guys,
what?
Talk about where people can find you. I'll be right back.
What? Nuts in his mouth?
I didn't hear.
Sorry, you go.
Oh. Well, you guys can find me on Rumble and YouTube. I'm Hannah Claire B on both platforms. I have a video up talking about news that you may have missed the week before, including some thoughts on a potential Kamala Harris run in 2028. So go check that out. Again, it's Hannah Claire B on Rumble, YouTube. I'm also Hannah Claire B on X. I'll have another video up in a couple days. And thanks, as always, to you guys who have already subscribed and supported me. It makes a huge difference for me as I'm growing this platform. So thanks so much for joining me over there. Luke, are you coming back from Poland? Are you selling tea? What are you doing today?
Maybe. You got to find out. You got to watch my videos at Luke We Are Change on Twitter and Instagram. I'll put it in the comment section. And the peach tea is back. We finally have peach tea that is back in stock. It was a fan favorite. It's sold out before any other tea. You could, of course, get it on wearechange.shop. It's some really great, awesome tea. A lot of people like coffee. I like tea. Once you get this coffee, you're going to really like it. A lot of people really loved it. And it's finally back in stock now after being previously sold out. The lemon ginger didn't sell as well, even though I think it's the kind of more kind of hearty, healthier type of tea. We still have 39 of those bags left, but we just got a big order of the peach tea. And the peach tea is really, really good. It tastes really good. Wearechange.shop. The link, I just put it in the chat room, so you guys could go there, click on it, and then support my independent media adventures, as there's a lot of stuff that I want to do, I want to cover. I've done a lot of crazy stuff throughout my years, and I want to go back to doing some of those stuff. But now as I get older, it's like, okay, I need help doing it. I can't just do it as haphazardly and as crazy as I did before in my youth, when I almost lost my life a number of times doing it. So wearechange.shop, how you support my crazy adventures when it comes to my crazy reporting. So yeah, what did Jeremy say? He wanted what? He wanted...
I don't know. I mean, he comes up with all kinds of excuses to leave the stream. He has a fish guy. He needs to get a snack. His muscles hurt. I don't know. The fish guy one sounds so sketchy to me. Like, I gotta see a guy about some coral. Yeah, it is fishy. Very good wordplay.
It's very fishy there, but
maybe he just
I'm
needs
excited.
to take a hormone shot. A Verami type errand. Who knows? I'm just kidding.
That's true.
Of course,
that's true.
Jeremy would never convert genders. That's not in his wheelhouse or something he's interested in.
Yet.
I mean, if he is, let him tell you himself. Don't just live on the rumors,
That he hasn't publicly described yet. So, how's motherhood?
It's great. I love having a kid. I think it's so fun. It's hard. It's a
lot of work, isn't it?
It's a ton of work. It's also interesting because babies develop so quickly, and probably anyone in the chat who has a kid knows this, but like they simultaneously do things that are so difficult and so wonderful at the same time. Like around 4 months or 3 months, your baby goes through a sleep regression because they're learning a lot of skills, but it means they don't really sleep at night. It's hard. You have to work through it. But also, like for me, my baby started giggling. like on her own. And I thought that was so cute. So you get this like punishment, something hard, but you also get this reward. And I think that just continues on through life. So if you guys are thinking about having kids, I highly recommend it, but it's definitely not just like, oh, have a kid. It's easy. Not easy. Definitely worth it.
I feel like having a family and a strong support network around you, having them help you with the kids, I think is pretty essential.
Yeah, I think it's great if you can be around family. I think that's key. I also think just like having a lot of like forgiveness or grace with like your marriage or with your like community around you. Like, you know, I have friends that are like, oh, I want to come see the baby. And I just was like, I'm sorry, I got overwhelmed. I'm not ready yet. And they were super patient. You know, it's a really, I think it's a time that you can see the ways people can support you, and it's very cool. It also means that you can find ways to support people with young children. Which
Jeremy, is that a dare me that you're showing us on the screen right now? And what are you snacking on?
Almonds. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
No way. Let me see.
Yeah, I finished them. They were almonds.
Chocolate covered. What did you do? Jelly bean covered?
No, there's almonds.
All right, almonds are good. I'll allow it.
Let's talk about, I have this, the Obese Park Goers group. I know that Luke's a part of this.
Oh, yeah.
It was hard for me not to send you their whole profile. I just think you'll have a lot of opinions.
Let's see. Let's watch this video.
Okay.
Wait, you guys aren't seeing it right now, are you?
Yeah, and Instagram is kind of hard. We can see it, but Instagram's kind of hard because you can't scrub backwards. I don't know if from a desktop.
I'll refresh it. Let's see here. If I do it like this.
It might be
What
too
is
quiet.
this? It's very little, and there's no noise.
Oh, you're not hearing the audio either?
No, we're not hearing any audio, and the video is very small. Try to zoom in on the
I will.
thing.
Let's try.
We're not seeing anything.
All right.
The premise of this is that this is an account run by several really large overweight women, and they go to Disney all the time. But one of the problems you have when you are overweight and going to Disney is you don't know if the restaurant chairs will be something you can sit in. And so they go through making reviews of Disney restaurants based on if they can fit in the chairs and if they like the food.
Yeah.
That's so messed up.
All right. Let me try. Let me start this segment over again. So this is a group of obese park goers. As I mentioned before, Luke is a mascot. I don't know how much. Does this zooming work? Did that work?
Yeah, it does. It
All
does.
right. So let's go here.
Via Napoli and Epcot's Italy Pavilion. The seating here consists of tables and chairs without arms. They also have a few high top table options, but we don't find those super comfortable, so we ask for a regular height table instead.
Because they can't get up. That's why.
Oh, goodness.
Because they can't get into the chair.
Disney World is super accommodating, so don't be afraid to advocate for yourself. The menu here consists of Italian dishes and pizza. While many of their pasta dishes can be made gluten-free, they cannot make gluten-free pizza.
I love... Look, I can say this. You guys can't. So, like...
Okay. Are you about to pull a privilege card?
I love the fat, healthy people. Like, give me a double quarter pounder and a Diet Coke. Or like... Oh, I just need to have gluten-free because I'm trying to cut out gluten when they're like 200 pounds overweight. It's like, that is the least of your concerns by a country mile.
It's also funny. Gluten-free is not code for diet. Like, just because you make it
They think it is, yeah. Yeah.
Listen, did Disney make a deal with SeaWorld and did they release the Shamu? Did they release Free Willy onto the crowds there?
It's hard to say.
I started out with the arancini, which is basically fried rice balls stuffed with cheese.
That's a meal. That's a meal.
No, that's an appetizer for them.
No, but I know. I mean, like, that's probably 2,000 calories minimum.
Easy.
Really liked them. Sarah started with this caprese salad, which definitely...
That's okay, actually. That's okay.
So, not to them.
That's what they're publicly recognizing. They're shoving down Twinkies down their pie hole when no one's looking.
By the way, that's $14 bucks.
Yeah, this girl is saying that it's not enough food.
Oh, is that what she said? Oh yeah, wanting more. No, that's a right. That's a nice caprese salad.
more?
Look at that. I mean, it's a little over simple, but
She does acknowledge that it's expensive, and I agree with her there. But
$14 for 2 slices of tomato and 3 slices of cheese is too much. But it is Disneyland. To be fair, we are at Disney, and so you're paying for that.
The portion sizes were definitely lackluster, especially considering the price. Overall, it was okay,
And
but
your fat
definitely
ass.
not worth the price, and we probably wouldn't get it again. Ashley, Sarah, and I shared a small char coffee pizza.
They all shared. 3 people shared a pizza. Okay, that actually is a good looking pizza. Looks like wood fire. Looks like good pizza. $25. Scarfelli pizza is with artichoke. I don't know how to say this. Fontina?
Diabetes.
Mozzarella
seed oil.
and truffle oil. This pizza's fine, Luke.
This is a white pizza with artichoke, fontina, mozzarella, and truffle oil. This is our absolute favorite, and we would come back just for this pizza. For entrees, Ashley and I...
Oh, whoa. Oh, I thought that was their dinner.
I was waiting for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they shared it as an appetizer.
Oh, yeah.
You
3
have to
people
take
who ate
time-
the 4th slice because there were 4 slices there.
They split it up so that way it was even.
They inhaled it through their pores.
Okay. I was trying to defend them. I was like, hey, look, 1 piece of pizza and a caprese salad. You could do worse. And now they've proceeded to do worse.
You have to
Both
take time to go through this account because they do like everything we ate in a day for Disney. And like, number one, it's crazy because of the calories. But number two, it's so expensive. Like they're spending tons of money.
This tortellini is $29.
And this is, I guarantee you, not their only meal at Disney this day. So
yeah.
I don't know. Disney loves to see them coming, I guess.
Wait, I both got
The tortellini. This had sauteed
Oh, okay.
pancetta, sweet peas, and a Parmesan cream cheese sauce.
no protein for $29. You can't throw a chicken breast in there?
Overall, it was pretty okay, and Ashley really wants me to point out that she got 10 less tortellini than I, and that's super unfair. And
She counted the tortellinis. Now, honestly, for $29, I think I would say something. I would say, what the hell? Like, but it would be funny if it backfired, like the chef came out and just took 10 tortellinis off the other lady's plate. It's like
we
you don't need
regulated.
it.
Everyone only gets 20 tortellinis. You shouldn't have 30.
But honestly, at Disney World, they are super like methodical. So I bet you like somebody probably got in trouble for that. Like they are so, it's not just at 34 tortellinis per order. It's probably 34 tortellinis that weigh exactly, 13.65 grams with exactly 1/3 ounce of sauce. Like I'm sure they're that measured.
They know for sure they're spending $4 per plate to make the $20.
Exactly. Yeah.
very inconsistent. Okay, moving on. Sarah and Katie each got the fettuccine via Napoli. Sarah...
Fettuccine, people. I know it tastes good. There's a reason for that. Pasta is already sketch, but if you're going to get fettuccine, like they'll look at a seafood in it. It's like this probably has 1,800 calories minimum on top of 1,000 calorie slice of pizza.
Sarah got hers with shrimp and Katie got hers gluten-free with chicken. They both thought that they were pretty good, but nothing that we would go back for. Deanna got a pepperoni pizza and a side of green beans.
What? The side of green beans, and that's too much.
Look, she's trying, man.
She ate a whole pizza by herself, which even I don't do. She also had pizza as an appetizer, and she had
She might have been the one that had the like fried rice.
She might have had the
I don't know.
she might have the fried rice thing or the caprese salad. That is a lot of pizza for one person. That's a 12-inch pizza. Now look, a 12-inch frozen pizza, I could probably put it down, but I'd feel bad about myself. But there's also...
That's why she got the side of green beans, you know?
Oh my God.
She said it was a solid pepperoni pizza. In conclusion, if you're going
$9 for 8 green beans too.
to go to Via Napoli, definitely get the pizza. It's so much better than the pasta. It is pretty pricey with a large coming in at $42 though. For us, the char coffee...
A large pizza is well, you know what? A large pizza there might be enough for a whole family. I don't know. This was, I think, $25
It is
though.
worth it. We hope that these tips help. Have you been dying to...
You have to go through their whole profile. It's just like it's the craziest thing to me because this is like their series about like if they can fit in the chairs at restaurants at Disney. Can you?
Goodness gracious!
These hey everyone!
Need to be institutionalized in fat camps immediately and never let go ever. They are a danger to civil society and everything that is good and holy. This is why we can't have free healthcare. This is why humanity is doomed. This is why,
I would agree. I would agree.
Bill Gates,
yeah.
This is why some people agree with Bill Gates because of this overconsumption, overindulgence, gluttonous type of behavior that needs to be recalled immediately and shamed immediately. We need to bring bullying back immediately.
I obviously, I'm a little more sympathetic. I think there's a pretty big difference between being overweight and then like embracing it and making it your personality and your business. Like,
yes,
if you're overweight, I've struggled with weight for a lot of years. And I've gone up and down. I've never really, ever since high school, I've never really been, well, probably early college, I've never really been my ideal weight. But like, I have at no point been like, this is a good or okay or like, start a business. Like, I'm sure they spend almost all day literally.
They're probably writing all of this off. That's the crime. That's the true crime.
What are you laughing at, Maggie? What are you laughing at? Oh, she's laughing at you. Oh, she's listening to the show. Yeah, Luke going off on the fats. Maggie's like on a crazy health kick. I don't really talk about it because she works with me, and that's kind of cringe.
Hey,
but
like
she's been like super healthy for the last.
I left weights. I made her lift weights, literally.
She made fun of you the second you left after the weightlifting fiasco. I just want to tell you. I
literally brought weights and then I like left them right at her desk.
Yeah. No, it's been going on way longer than that. Way longer than that.
I mean,
she's
Jeremy,
pretty close to carnivore.
I think you're a good person to comment on this because, like, yeah, you're a bigger guy. You're also 600 feet tall. Like, I'm sure there are lots of times that you're like, hey, this is going to be uncomfortable, or like, I would like
tell you this much,
or whatever. But you're not like being like, wow, we're food reviewers and we're going to tell you this because it's body positivity or whatever they're trying to sell.
Well, the thing is, I have not gotten on more rides at like Six Flags because of my height than my weight. Like, I don't think I've seen way fatter people who are like, like the build, like 5'8", 350. They get on every ride. But because my legs are so long, when I put my feet down, I can't put the gate won't go down on top of my leg. So it has nothing to do with like my gut. And then because I'm so long in the body, the things that go over the top, which again has nothing to do with my gut, can't close because I'm up too tall, and like it can't like the Batman ride. It won't like those type of rides. Any roller coaster at Six Flags that's just a regular lap thing, I can ride just fine. But like, yeah, I wouldn't go to Six Flags and be like, here as a fat, here's how to enjoy the. By the way, also let's talk about the crossover here. One thing that is, a plague on society, which is the Disney adult. I've talked about this phenomenon for a lot of times. I got a lot of very emotional emails from Disney adults in the viewership that were like, I'm not a pedo. I'm not like weird. I just like going to Disney. So I've like softened a little bit on it, saying that like, look, if you live in Orlando, and you go there a lot, I guess it would be no different than if the Renaissance Fair was year round and it was only a half hour away from my house. I'd probably go, once a month too. I'd probably go.
Major like hospitality industry there, right? Like there are restaurants, there are all kinds of things. Like
there's other stuff you could do there that isn't riding the rides.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
yeah, that's a good point.
Moms in Florida being like, yeah, like we'll have passes, but like we go for like the musical show or whatever. Like they do fireworks. Like if it's sort of like it's something to do in your town at that point.
Yeah.
But I think it's different when it's. I think we all can feel the difference between like the Disney adult, someone who's like, yeah, Disney's a fun place and I go every once in a while, versus someone who's like, identity is being a Disney adult.
Counterpoint: all Disney adults need to be put on the offenders list immediately.
Yeah, well, a watch list perhaps. But like, this is a Disney adult. Like, you can be an adult that takes your kids to Disney. That's not a Disney adult. These are Disney adults. These are childless people who also put on all the
Plus size
clothes.
per covers. This is our Magic Kingdom, and this is our wedding
outfit of the day.
Whoa. I was not expecting that.
We're all Disney dining as the 3 good fairies,
She's crushing it, literally.
and I'm Disney dining as Flora, so make it pink. My dress is from Amazon, it's HDE brand. My ears are from Disney. The front side are pink, and the back side are blue because they're Aurora ears. My sneakers are Hoka. My sunglasses are Kohl's. My friendship bracelets are by Deanna, and my bracelet is by Pandora.
I actually like that watch.
I will
we should really stop bullying these people because they have enough on their plate. Literally.
I
And
think
listen,
it's like,
Jeremy. Hey, they're 6'3" too, but they're 6'3" sideways.
I think it is kind of fascinating that they have been able to make, like, if you have the will to make the content, there are people who will consume it. That's what I have learned.
Hello, they have 3 million followers.
3 million, which, like, are you talking?
They're making more money.
People?
They're making more money than any of us.
Yes.
Let me be very clear before we make fun of them.
It looks like they have
Wait, go back to that guy in her. Go back to that guy in her.
Hold on, sorry, Hannah Claire. Say what?
Oh, it looks like they have like 5 people involved. You know, it's like a whole business, but it's still crazy.
Yeah, Fauna is serving. All you ladies look great. From a girl who's
right there was Rick and morbidly obese.
But look at this is who said they look great. Like these women are evil. Like this woman is like a yogi who's got like 2% body fat, and she's on here telling this woman looks great. Like women are the most evil monsters ever. Like a fit man would not come on here and say a bunch of fat guys look great. This is evil woman stuff.
Hey everyone, we're plus size per covers. This is our.
Oh wait, was this the one you wanted, Luke? The wedding one. Is this the one?
I made a
Hey
Rick and
everyone,
Morty
we're
comment,
plus size
but
per
it's
covers. This is
Rick
our
and
Magic
Morty.
Kingdom,
Rick
and
and
this is
morbidly
our
obese.
wedding
outfit of the day.
Yeah, he's gay. Yeah, he is a hag, you know? I don't know if she is a hag, you know? I mean, good for them, I guess. I hope they get healthy. Look at like Lizzo. Lizzo made being fat a whole thing. She disappeared for a year and now she's not very attractive, but she's not going to die at 45. Like she lost 200 pounds. And I don't care if she took Ozempic to do it at all. I don't care. She lost the weight. Good for her. You know, I still don't think her music is good. I still don't think she's a good influencer, but an influence. But
I mean,
that
but
is
in that case,
interesting.
like she did change her life. Like,
she did the work.
I think that's what's kind of interesting about all of this, which is like, I understand, like, you don't want to just be cruel and mean to people based on the way they look or whatever. But I definitely object to a certain level of like normalizing an unhealthy way of living. I think that's the problem. And so much of it is just like, no, you can't say that because that's fat shaming or that's not like welcoming or whatever. But like you're pointing out, you know, the model girl on Instagram is like, yeah, you guys look great. And you know that she is just holding some very like,
she does not believe that
about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's obviously not her aesthetic. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that is
I think
a gunt.
normalizing this type of behavior is criminal, and it is adjacent to self-harm type of behavior.
It's evil.
That is a cry for help and attention that these people will never get because they live under this delusion of insanity that has been propelled by our society, which, as you said, is cruel and evil.
By the way, why we have 17,000 people here on Rumble, I want to let you guys know, you can get a free month of Rumble Premium. What is Rumble Premium? Well, it's no ads on Rumble, plus access to a bunch of members-only videos and all sorts of other cool stuff, including access to our members-only Discord. And half of your monthly, so after the first month, half of that monthly membership goes to supporting this show specifically. So with your Rumble Premium membership, you support free speech and you support this show. There's a link in the description to sign up, or if you go to sign up for Rumble Premium, use promo code FREEQUARTERING, one word. Let me know in chat if the code is still working. Sign up today before they take that code away from me. Because at some point, I'm going to have to ask you to sign up at full price, which is going to be really hard because I think the free, I mean, I love having no ads on Rumble and I love supporting it. It's a few bucks a month and you support the channel. So please do that today, or when you're watching it later. If you're on YouTube, please click that $ in the chat and join as a member. It's $5 a month, and it supports the channel directly, and the same on Twitch and Kick. We definitely are pushing hard this summer to get our memberships up so that I can keep these mediocre people employed throughout the fall when things get a little more exciting. Before we talk about Ghislaine Maxwell,
mediocre, how dare you?
I accept it, you know.
I mean, Luke, you're in a dark room with a microphone mounted to a potted plant. I don't know how you want me to score that. You know, Hannah Claire has come a long way.
IQ.
Her lighting is still suboptimal, and her internet connection's constantly going out. If I say you're great, how can you ever improve? You know, that's not being a good
think
boss.
I'm great because then if I slip, you know, then you'll be like, "What happened?" Whereas if I stay mediocre, but I do have some high days, like it sounds out better.
Yeah, that's always better.
Sorry, I'm working on my vacation here. Sorry, I'm you know, grinding and being consistent and not taking the day off.
Hey,
even
you
when
can
I'm
take off, Luke, if you want.
When it's dark outside, you know. Sorry.
It's only 7 o'clock
Some of us
there.
aren't even on vacation, Luke. You know,
an entire studio setup that I literally have to MacGyver my studio setup. You know, sorry, I had to.
It is kind of dark
out.
there. Isn't it only 7 there, or is it 8?
No, it's 9 p.m.
Oh, it's 7 hours ahead. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I wanted to let Luke, because this is his big moment. He campaigned. Now, I think every time I start to, you know, like have you ever seen Total Recall, Luke? I don't know if you're old enough for it.
Long time ago.
There's a scene in the movie. I know Hannah Claire hasn't seen it. I'm not even bother asking her.
no idea what we're talking about, but
There's
I'm excited for you guys.
There's a tracking device inside of Arnold's head, right? Do you remember that? And then he gets this like thing that goes up his nose and like pulls it out.
Yeah.
I every time that I'm like doing that to myself, pulling the black pill out, something like this happens. So now it's going on, what is it, 2 full weeks since the 100 people were discussed with Ghislaine Maxwell. Then Ghislaine Maxwell was moved to a minimum security prison where she was already in a light security prison. So it's not like she went from like 23-hour a day lockdown to, but she did go to a lighter security place, to indictments, to subpoenas. Now Ghislaine Maxwell doesn't want her grand jury transcripts released. Well, first of all, she has no say in the matter. Second of all,
the judge who covered it up and is a liberal and probably won't release it does.
Yeah. But like, what is going on here now? What's the latest? And like, why haven't they released this now? It's been 2 weeks. Like, why did you go depose her in the first place if you were never going to release it?
You know, the New York Times also released some very interesting photos of Fidel Castro, Noam Chomsky, Bill Clinton, literally Saudi Arabian royalty.
Yep.
And we're talking about Steve Bannon as well. Bill Gates, a dollar bill signed by Bill Gates saying I was wrong.
Yep.
All these individuals, Les Wexner just bought a house from Barack Obama in Martha's Vineyard. All these individuals need to be questioned. And the fact that we're not getting any type of questioning, there has been a Republican committee that says that they want to have Bill and Hillary Clinton testify over what they knew about
They've been
Ghislaine
subpoenaed.
Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein.
Will they say anything? No. But they have been subpoenaed.
They have been subpoenaed, and they will probably fight it as best as they can to make sure that they won't. There's new details emerging how J.D. Vance and other members of the administration, absent, of course, is Dan Bongino, but Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and J.D. Vance are all going to be convening, according to the latest reports, and meeting and trying to figure out a way to deal with the Epstein case. Deputy AG Todd Blanche is also supposed to be there, but
He's
they're
the guy
set
that interviewed
to
her, right?
down. Yeah, he's the guy who interviewed her. But they're set to sit down and discuss the handling of the case. Now, what does that mean? I think they're looking at all the poll numbers, and I think they're looking at all of the kind of trajectories for 2028. And JD Vance, who probably has been positioned, and Donald Trump says he would be the next kind of president of the United States. Yep. I think he's looking at all of the major kind of influencers and the polls shifting and saying, we got to do something about this. So them having a meeting with Susie Willis as well is something that I think is
staff, right?
Trump's chief of staff. His chief of staff that previously worked for Bibi Netanyahu and has a consulting firm with Pam Bondi.
I remember Hannah Claire was talking about that.
Yeah, worked for Pfizer. As Pfizer and the CEO of Pfizer now, they're delving out big bucks for Donald Trump's MAGA super PACs. So lots of very weird stuff going on here. We still haven't gotten any answers. We still haven't got any kind of conclusive evidence or data dumps or documents. And a lot of the people are still not forgetting about this story. It's still there. It's not going to go away. The decision of who gave Ghislaine Maxwell a sweetheart deal and gave her this
Nobody's put their name on that.
Nobody put their name on it. And Donald Trump, just a couple of moments ago, denied that it was him. He said, quote, "I didn't know about it at all. I read about it just like you did. It's not a very uncommon thing." It is.
It is super uncommon. Yeah.
Super uncommon, super weird, super strange. There's people who, have dealt with these type of situations their entire lives, lawyers that have come out and said that they have never, ever seen something like this ever. Super strange scenario, super strange situation that obviously benefited her greatly. As right now, we have an administration that still hasn't released anything, hasn't given the general public any kind of information, and there's this still angst of people being like, please just give us something so we could at least make sure that some of the powerful predators out there are no longer hurting children.
So what do you think the odds are that we get something at this point?
0.
This is the interesting scenario here, because who knows what in the world's going to happen here.
0.
I did think that, but I think there's going to be some kind of effort to try to appease the base here, because I think this has done so much political damage. JD Vance sees his kind of political rise being challenged by this.
Yeah.
Because he also made some comments about this that he faced a lot of backlash on. JD Vance said, no, Trump's telling the truth here. Trump's definitely, and Trump hasn't been. Let's just be real with ourselves here.
But he has to say that too, Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he understands that his political life is in jeopardy, and a lot of other people's political standing is in jeopardy, and they're taking this very seriously to think of some kind of approach to maybe just give something, release something. Congress is actually doing something and actually subpoenaing, Bill and Hillary Clinton, but other than that, there's nothing. There's no deadline. There's no promise. There's no guarantee. I think they're just hoping the story goes away. But if you look at all the comment section with almost everything that they're posting, all the people in the comment section are like, yeah, but what about that Epstein stuff?
Yeah,
what about, there was even an op-ed in the Times of, I think it was the Times of Jerusalem. Let me double check this, where we had
Hannah, Claire.
I just didn't realize that was Luke's favorite type of source to get information. That's surprising.
Now we know where his sources are. He's always talking about his sources.
No, sources.
Yeah,
Luke is Mossad, confirmed.
There's, I don't know if it was the Times of Jerusalem.
Look it up. I'll read these quick.
The Times of Israel literally released a story saying that Donald Trump didn't bomb Iran enough because it was supposed to be a week-long bombing campaign. It was not supposed to be a short bombing campaign. And now the Israelis are holding some old documents over his head. And then this author, Yosef Yanofsky, literally wrote, it doesn't pay to start up with Israel. So look up the Times of Israel in this article, which is really kind of eye-opening to say the least here, with this Epstein stuff. And it really does highlight how so many strange things are happening here that are just unexplainable.
Well, I need you to share your login and password. I assume you're a paying subscriber. Hannah Claire.
To the Times of Israel?
Yeah. No, you get yours for free, I guess.
Comped.
Yeah, I mean, I still... What are the odds we get a patsy here? Somebody I mean, there is enough people that they could, right? Like they have people who did lie under oath. They have people that that were, you know, that lied in front of Congress. I don't think we're ever going to get the files, which we do know exist. Pam Bondi tried to say, "Oh, it's all CP. Everything we have is CP." But then there's a story that came out yesterday that said the FBI poured over 100,000 documents and redacted Trump's name from them. Well,
and redacted other powerful people's name from it as well.
So, okay, where did they go? What were those documents then? So, like, Pam Bondi, like, they could go another way here and fire Pam Bondi and make her the fall guy. What do you think the chances of that?
Trump has like come out and been publicly supportive of her. I feel like if she is going to go, we have at least another 6 months of Pam Bondi. I think they would distance it from this because otherwise it makes it look like Trump's going back on himself, which he does on occasion. He does all the time. Right. Yeah. I think there's a chance. He called
Little Hands Rubio, and then yesterday he said that he'd be a great vice president.
I mean, but that's come a long way. That was like years and years between. It's not like he called him that yesterday or during this version of his administration. I think that's one of the reasons that Rubio's selection was so interesting to people. I mean, JD Vance himself was a never Trumper and had to basically come out and be like, "My mistake, guys. I was wrong." I think with all of this, there is it's unlikely we'll get something that will really satisfy people, even if we get like 2 more names off the list, and maybe that is enough, but probably not for most
people. It would
people.
satisfy me if one of those names was like Bill Gates. You know what I mean? Like
or Reid Hoffman, or like Reid Hoffman. I mean, for frick's sake. But as we know, there's also another involvement with like Peter Thiel here as well. So I sent you the tweet and the Times of Israel article, which you should pull up and read a section of, because like the author here warning that, quote, it doesn't really pay to start up with Israel, talking about how Trump didn't bomb Iran enough and how he reneged a deal to bomb them more. And that's why a lot of this stuff is being held over him, is something that a lot of people see as a reasonable explanation to what's going on here. As again, we do not know, because the documents are there. We now know Trump's name is redacted, as well as other people who are involved here. Their names are also redacted. And I think they're stuck in a position being like, okay, we have all these documents. We could release them. But if we redact Trump's name and if we redact Bill Gates's name and all these other powerful people's names, this is only going to make us look that much worse. And they're kind of stuck in a position where they're hosting these emergency meetings with JD Vance now, trying to figure out a pathway to save face here. As of course, it also came out today that Ghislaine Maxwell said that Donald Trump wasn't doing anything wrong, that she knows of. And again, even Virginia Roberts came out when she was deposed, said, yeah, Trump did nothing wrong.
Yeah. So that's why you got to leave him in there, Luke, don't you think? Like, if he's in the files, leave him in there.
But then get all that information out, but then don't act guilty. You're acting so guilty.
Yeah.
Right. You're making everyone say, yeah, you're definitely on this. There's something else going on here, unless there's something even else going on here. And if there is an extortion effort on the president of the United States, we need to expose it immediately, because otherwise our government is hijacked and will continue to be hijacked. Like our government is clearly, in many instances not working on behalf of the American people. And unless we clear up this extortion blackmail operation, which has been running Washington, D.C. for so long, we're going to continue to get broken promises by politicians who tell us they're going to do all these amazing things for us. And then they get into political office, and then we get the little concessions, but those big things that actually make a difference in our life, those things are denied to us. Always.
Yeah, well, like Hannah Claire always says in the private chat, we're like Israel West, and I don't really want that. I'm going to read some super chats. Thank you all. Your super chats support the show. Luke is my hero wrote, can you and Luke cover the gay ops in the schools? There was something about that. I bookmarked something that just came out. I don't know if Luke got to that. It was about the teachers union. I think you're talking about, right? What happened to Melanie? Her ex is locked and I can't DM. She's just taking a break. No big deal. I'm not her dad, so please don't fucking spurg out on me on Twitter asking what happened.
Is she going to be back tomorrow, though?
Yeah. She's just taking a break from Axe.
So you're saying the only way that they can get their dose of Melly Mac is to watch our show tomorrow?
Exclusively. Yeah, exclusively. I was trying to find that story. I thought Libs of TikTok broke it. I could be wrong. Well, Libs of TikTok never actually breaks a story, but I think Libs of TikTok reposted it. Here it is. 600 educators in Pennsylvania reportedly attended an educator diversity consortium to discuss how to keep and promote DEI initiatives in schools. Well, I mean, just fire them all. The crazy guy says, "Hail Comicsgate. We have a team flagging daily now in Discord chats. You made enemies with the wrong group, quarter pounder." Wait, what? I don't get what that means. We have a team flagging daily now in Discord chats. What does that mean?
I'm not sure. But you made an enemy, quarter pounder.
Oh, Comicsgate? Comicsgate is dead. The Comicsgate used to be a cool thing until one guy thought he was the leader of it, and then it became gay and stupid. And they are a bunch of 50-year-old men who do live streams about each other every night instead of finishing that comic books that their customers have actually paid for. It's a disaster.
Sort of
and
fighting words
it's a bunch of
going on
losers. Yeah, I mean, they spend more time about other comic book creators who are being successful than putting out their own books. The whole thing is an embarrassment. And yes, of course, I'm talking about Ethan Van Sciver because I'm sure he'll stream tonight and do a 4-hour stream crying about it. Pinochet's helicopter tour says, "Who ordered the redaction? Whoever told the feds to remove should be made popular." Yeah, I'm sure it was said with a wink and a nod. I'm saying if Trump is in the files, leave him in there, because I'm sure he's not in there for molesting kids. It would be better to have Trump in there, like they investigated him or whatever, than to redact him. Because if they redact him, then he's guilty. He's guilty of whatever people want to make him guilty of.
And if they redact other powerful people, they're protecting all these other powerful people that also were hanging out with this registered S offender that had a thing for small children.
Yeah. Tim's final graphics goes, "Why won't Russell Brand raid you anymore?" You keep saying that. Is Russell even streaming?
A bunch of people are off right now, right?
Yeah, I think he's off right now. We've had basically the same crowd of people with or without the rating. So I think, raids from Russell have basically, either people like the show or they don't, Omega says, "Jeremy, you keep going on about how tall you are. Go dunk a basketball. You missed your calling." No, I can't jump. You should have been White Shack.
You keep going on and on about how tall you are. Like, get it together, man.
Yeah, man, come on, stop complaining. He's just busting my balls.
No, it's funny.
Dark Longboy says, "I'm not sure what's worst, them being land whales or being Disney adults." Disney adults is worse. I think a lot of them are. I think being a Disney. No, because I think being a Disney adult is like you have a serious developmental problem. Like, you want to remain in a childlike state your whole life. And that's weird. Being fat, I can at least understand. Omega says, "Is everything going okay, Jeremy? First you talked about raw dogging on the live stream, and now you're talking about shoving nuts in your mouth. Something you're not telling us." No, I've meant both of those things as true. Hawk on a Wire says, "Mills scandal sounds like Brad Thor or Vince Flynn novel." Yeah. Jeremy, Mills is also being hit with stolen valor and using the FBI to intimidate and spy on the Blaze for investigating this. Oh, that's a new wrinkle.
Like I said, when it rains, it storms. Apparently, there's a ton of stuff coming out right now. Maybe it's not all true, but I also just think it's interesting that this hasn't gotten picked up by like CNN. I feel like they would hate a guy like Corey Mills.
Yeah, Republican too, I assume, right? So I mean,
he's a Republican. He's a Christian. Like,
no, he's not
supportive of Trump.
He
has said he is a Christian, I should say.
No, yeah, he's a Muslim. No Christian would ever get married in a mosque, period. And you know what Melanie would say about that.
Also, like, I thought the Blazes, they consulted someone who studies like Islamic extremism, and they were like, you wouldn't be able to. Like, maybe he didn't know.
That too.
He like read something that like it was equated to a prayer to converting. He like read something that like equated to a prayer to converting. Read something that
he's not. He's no longer a Christian.
He like read something that
he's no longer. Matt Perkins on YouTube. Yeah, I can't make myself care about it. Matt Perkins on YouTube. I can't make myself care about it. Matt Perkins on YouTube. I can't make myself care about it. Matt Perkins on YouTube. I can't make myself care about it. Matt Perkins on YouTube. I can't make myself care about it. Matt Perkins on YouTube. I can't make myself care about it. The wrong screen.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was the worst remix of my life.
Yeah. I think that is a big problem with the Epstein stuff. Everybody's bored with it now. People are either black-pilled like me or like hanging on by a thread like Luke. And if Luke is losing faith, then normies have lost faith. They've moved on. They don't care. I don't agree with it, but it's just a reality. I fixed it. Yeah.
That was just to make sure everyone was still awake, right?
Yeah. Corporal Velasquez says Army Reserve units have an armory, but normally don't carry on a normal duty day. Officers are allowed to sidearm and the base commander's discretion. Okay. Spike says the Killing was a great show. AMC used to have a great lineup. Breaking Bad, Mad Men, early Walking Dead were all great. That's true. That was kind of a golden era for AMC, wasn't it? I think Breakout Kings was on AMC too. I actually liked that. I think it was only 1 or 2 seasons, but I liked that too. It was like a show about 3 people who break out of prisons that get, hired by the government to be good guys or something, but then they have to go back to prison. It's not like a very unique story, but I enjoy it. And Mr. Tough Guy says, I don't think that kind of thing, there's the kind of thing that could be something to do with the midterm to redact his names, as the media will just take that and make every little news bite a hit piece. Yeah, but if you redact his name, then they're just going to say, hey, this black line must be Donald Trump. They're just going to make it up anyway. Tried the voice texting that ran. I'm talking about Mr. Tough Guy. I'm talking about midterms with every lefty parent. Trump's name next to Epstein, they're going to want to see that name somewhere, so maybe they're redacting it for that reason. Yeah, I mean, that could be. That could be. Yeah, I don't know. Did anybody... Can we even... Is Russell Brand even streaming? I am curious about that, because, if he's not rating me like he's supposed to be. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm rating the people I'm supposed to rate, So... I do want to...
He's a team player, and everybody has to be.
Yeah, that's part of being a part of the lineup, is you have to be a team player. That's the thing. I'm going to see if he's even been streaming. I don't think he has been.
He was streaming 6 days ago.
Yeah, he hasn't streamed all week, so he must be on vacation.
His live was 6 days ago.
Yeah, so he's not streaming.
He's a European. Europeans take a longer vacation days than Americans do. I haven't had one in years.
In August.
Yeah. Well, Dave Rubin taking off. Do you see Dave Rubin took off the whole month and he's replacing himself with AI?
He's replacing himself with AI. I knew he took the month off.
I wanted to make a video about it because I think this is very bad. And he should be he should be standing against replacing content creators with AI. But then I was like, he's a gay baby buyer, so who cares? I think, is this the one? Let me see here. Let me see.
I can't believe, that is really disturbing.
How's that going to work?
I'm trying to find an example right now. Because he said, okay, so if I go to his lives, 2 days ago, exposing relative ESPN. Okay, so this is supposedly AI. This looks like a replay. He made a big deal about replacing himself with AI.
I guess for some people they feel like that's part of the path forward. That creeps me out so much.
Yeah, that's a
it
big.
Seems not better than what's his Acosta's debate or conversation with the kid that they brought back to life via AI.
Oh my God, that was
so
horrible.
creepy.
Yeah, it's like necromancy. I think we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But he said he's still doing his live show, but it's going to be AI Dave, and I don't know. I am
like a
absolutely
hologram of him.
I'm going to make fun of it ruthlessly when he starts. But apparently that must not be told next week. The Silver Lakes. Wait, Silver Lake shooting might be an improvement for him. I don't know. He has his audience. I mean, I don't think you're a conservative if you're a gay baby buyer, but there are a lot of people who say that that's okay. So, including Ben Shapiro, So whatever. The Ruben was probably joking. No, he wasn't. he did a whole live stream where he's like, "This is my last stream for the month. I'm going off grid. Well, we've been working on AI Dave." I don't think he was joking. Yeah, he's taking off a month. It must be nice. Hey, Ruby Dubes. A month off. I know. I get that August is slow, but you know, dang man, that must be nice.
I mean, I like the idea of people having work-life balance, so I'm not gonna give them too hard time for that. I just don't like the AI substitute. Like,
well, I think he
bring
also
another content creator in or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's a huge opportunity for someone who's trying to grow or whatever. Like,
yeah,
I don't like the AI.
Yeah, I think he's got tons of money from selling locals and stuff, so he doesn't really care. So with that, why don't you two let the folks know where they can find you, and then I'm going to do my job and raid Viva Fry, and we'll check in on Viva.
Okay, you can find me on Rumble and YouTube at Hannah Claire B. I'm also Hannah Claire B on X. I do videos on the news, some cultural analysis. You guys can check out my series that I've been working on, talking about news from the week before. You might see some stories that you have missed, and I love reading all of your comments on them. Thanks again for all you guys who've already subscribed. Makes a huge difference to me. Again, Hannah Claire B on Rumble, YouTube, and X.
YouTube.com/WeAreChange. I'll put it in the chat room just to make it easy for you guys. I have been releasing videos like a madman. I'm going to do another video now about a deeper dive down the rabbit hole. I did a really interesting video about all the photos that came out from the New York Times. My walk and talk about my clickbaity decision comes out tomorrow.
Oh boy. It couldn't possibly be him just weighing the pros and cons and then not actually deciding. You're gonna have to tune in to find out.
I actually did decide. I did the pros and cons, but it's just a video of like what's going through my head, and then the inner politics and the outer politics. There's good and bad stuff because I've just been promoting the good stuff.
Okay.
I want to be completely fair. There's a lot of bad stuff with Poland too that are not too good. So I shared all of it, and it was more of a frank, honest discussion about this is what's going through my head. This is my decision. So you will actually see that. But again, it's a very conflicted choice here because I love both countries. I love America. I love Poland. And I think those countries are great for very different, separate reasons. And I think it's good to have pride from where you come from and what you represent. And half of my life was in Poland. Half of my life was in America. Vast majority of my life was in America, actually. So I love both countries.
Where did you touch your first boobie?
Like, are we talking about like being breastfed? Or are we talking about
No, we're talking about hand on boob, no bra.
I don't want to be a part of this conversation.
That was my Puerto Rican girlfriend in high school.
In America, so you're American.
In New York City.
That's that is where you must claim residency. Is where you first conquered your first boob.
I touched Bob's first here in Brooklyn, New York.
Did you see that video of the?
No, but now I don't want to. I don't want to live in New York City. It's a crab hole. I've been back and I did a little video talking about how there was a trash tornado. It's so dirty and disgusting. Like,
did you see the rat they had yesterday? They caught like a rat and put it in a garbage bag, and it was like 2 feet long. I was like, what in the fuck is going on? By the way, I'm gonna save this tomorrow, Hannah, for tomorrow. So I need you to remember. Okay. Take note of this tweet. Why is this moving over? Are we okay now still? Yeah. This tweet. Now I don't know. This is bad. So she said conservative men need to stop being broke and gaslighting women like we don't deserve diamonds and rings. By the way, this is a run-of-the-mill e-girl that made her entire personality being MAGA. So you want me to give up my job, my career, my financial independence, and push multiple babies out of my body, cook, clean, and be loyal and loving feminine wife forever? Y'all can't even afford nice rings for us? GTFO, just admit y'all literally don't like women.
Not engaged and everyone's judging her ring?
Dude, that is really cringe. I don't have anything for or against Sarah Stock. She was on the show once. Nice. She seemed like a nice girl. And like everyone's like shitting on her because her ring's not big. It's like, fuck y'all. You all sound like a bunch of cunts.
You guys have literally missed the point and been brought in by consumerism. Yes, we should definitely talk about this tomorrow. Because,
the consumerism thing.
Touching on so many things.
And the diamond industry is such a big scam anyway.
Right.
It used to be Amber. It used to be Burstyn. And then this whole like PR psyop came along with these like artificial freaking inflated prices. on
Right,
these
the
rocks
real
that
versus
one company, by the
lab-grown
way, has a
diamonds.
whole monopoly on.
Oh, De Beers. Yeah.
Yeah.
De Beers owns, they just control there's plenty of diamonds.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw this, Luke. I thought of you right away. Here's the guy. I think this is Louis Vuitton shirt, by the way. So the guy has some money.
I hate to interrupt this conversation right now.
You already interrupted, but yeah.
I know, but this might be good for you. How much do I have to pay?
No, bro. I'm talking to her right now. Can you just give me 5 minutes?
This is important, though. I was gonna give you a lap. I was gonna pay for your lap dance.
Bro, give us 5 minutes. Then
Bob Savagine guy is trying to shoot his shot with a porn star. Yeah, and then but what's also kind of sad, you don't ever want to get in between a hooker and her mark, because then she this is something I would love. Like, I have a researcher that we haven't done a deep dive in a while. I would really love to see a breakdown of money that goes into pornography by nation. I'd be willing to bet that India is top 3. And it's not even close. Or by race, Indians got to be top 3 all time. And by the way, this woman is ugly as sin. Here's a Photoshop picture of how she's supposed to look.
You just missed out on a great opportunity, my friend.
Here's how she actually looks. I mean, why would you stand right next to it? But then she gets mad at this guy too.
opening up a lifetime.
Yo, my guy's trying to dial in, bro. He's really trying to lock the fuck in. What was that guy saying before?
When I was talking to anybody, it's none of your goddamn business.
They're both terrible. I was like, can I turn this into a 10-minute and 1-second video? I'm like, nah, I'll just bring it up on stream as we go. But yes,
not that family friendly of a topic too.
No, everyone go say hi to Viva and ask him where he touched his first bobs and vagine, and tell him that's where he is from. And
about all of this.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Astrocast, maybe put together some hot new looks for me to judge and a fashion.
Or fashion review.
We might do a fashion review tomorrow. Yeah, maybe that would be. Maybe I think we should keep it light for Melanie. I think she's kind of stressing out. So yeah, maybe we'll keep it light with some.
She's great.
Yeah, I know. She'll be fine. But all right, see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. All right.